Hi guys, welcome to day 20 of our 30 Days of Minimalism and Mom Life Tips. Today, we are going to talk about another 5-minute decluttering project, this time your junk drawer. So, we tend to usually call this the junk drawer, but is it really junk? And if it is junk, should we even have it? Well, no and no. No, some of that stuff in there is not junk. And no, I would say we shouldn't be calling this the junk drawer. That is downplaying the usefulness of the objects that could be in here. And if they are not useful, you shouldn't even be having them. We should get rid of them, okay? So, your junk drawer, actually, let's rephrase that. Let's call this the catch-all drawer, utility drawer, or fix-it drawer. Your junk drawer, your fix-it drawer, is really a miscellaneous catch-all sort of thing of useful items that you want all in one kind of grab-and-go location. It's your grab-and-go, fix anything, do anything in the house kit, just spread out in a drawer instead of, in a diaper bag, toolkit, purse, that sort of thing. So we do actually need some of these things. So let's toss everything that does not belong and everything that doesn't have a home, say like the staples for that stapler that you got rid of last tax season when it wouldn't even work, that kind of stuff. And let's get to work. Okay, so what does your household need in your fix-it drawer? Well, look at the needs of your household. Are you always after a hammer, nails, screwdriver, new batteries? Do your kids come begging you for more tape, more markers, rubber bands, paper clips? What about you? Are you constantly reaching for another pen, another sticky note to put a note to yourself, another eraser because yours wore out? What does your household typically need? So look at your husband, look at yourself, look at your kids. What is the stuff you're always going, shoot, I need another one of? Those are the things you want out, easily accessible, and you're going to want multiples of if you go through them quickly. Now, it's actually fairly easy. You're just going to stock your catch-all fix-it drawer with those kinds of things, with what you're actually using. So yes, it is kind of miscellaneous drawer, but it's very important miscellaneous. It's household miscellaneous, specific to your household. And these are very important miscellaneous things for your functioning. So in our house, we can't get along without a bunch of extra pencils and erasers for when the kids lost their school pencil again. It'll turn up in a few hours, but right now, they need to get their homework done. So we want to have a backup. Me, I can never predict when I'm going to run out of my pen's ink for a journal. So I don't want to go to a box in the closet and, spend a few minutes hauling it out. I want a small stash of extra pens. So as soon as one starts to go dry, I can just, quickly throw it in the trash can, run to the drawer, and grab out another one. Okay? What works for your household? Again, what are you typically using? Do you put up a lot of pictures? Are your kids constantly going through the batteries in their flashlights like my boys? What works for you? What do you need a ton of? So, you know the drill. As soon as you see a theme of what's actually trash and what's actually useful, we're going to corral, like with like. All the erasers together, all the pencils together. Maybe you don't have enough of either of those. You want all writing office supplies together. Throw them all in the box. We don't want to subdivide so much that it just makes it look Pinterest pretty, but it isn't useful. Especially if you want your kids to help with the upkeep. Right now we've got like a school supplies container. Instead of saying, this is your particular person's one, and this is your person's one, this is your person's one, and they start fighting over it, I'm just, right now, what works for us is say, this is a container. All of you are going to throw your pencil and eraser and your extra pencils and extra erasers in here. Go to that one and pick something out if you've lost your thing down the sofa cushion again. And then you want zones. So when you first pull open your junk drawer, I'm going to assume it's a drawer for you. What do you want to be the first thing you can reach? For us, we need tape and scissors for the kids. And also packing tape for like packages and stuff like that. And maybe a pen to keep in the kitchen so you can write a note in your cookbook without having to, go across half the house to your bedstand, nightstand, and fetch the pen from there. So those are the things we use most often. So those are the things that want to be in the front of our utility drawer. In the back, we can stow some other things that we do occasionally need, but we don't need all of the time. We don't all of the time need the batteries. They come out fairly regularly, though, so I want them in an accessible container, not rolling all over the drawer in the back. We also want the ruler pretty close to the front, things like that. What does your family use? And for this, you're going to think on a weekly basis. If you've got stuff that you're needing daily, sure. But definitely, if you're getting it every week, you want that stuff in the front of the drawer. The stuff you tend to run into needing every month, yes, that is very worthwhile taking up space in your utility drawer. But again, it is no problem putting that toward the back when it's once a month, pulling open the drawer completely, reaching to the back. No problem. All right, so you put like with like, batteries with batteries, no office supplies and pens and staples mixed in with there. You corralled the zones. What do you need to access most frequently? And then make sure you're using stuff that works for you. So round containers, flat containers, what do you have on hand? You don't need to get too fancy with this. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Look at the shipping boxes your stuff is coming in. Look at the little divider boxes that some of your small electronics might be showing up in. Whatever you've got that works. And if all else fails, I mean, what about your yogurt containers washed out? Cottage cheese containers walked out. Do you go buy some fancy gelato from the freezer section of the store? Sometimes those are pretty cute little containers. Wash them out, or just use the lid. Like, do you need like paper clips? You don't need an entire jar of them. Maybe you want a lid full of them. That'll keep them from sliding everywhere and getting lost. And it was, small, cheap, whatever, and it still contained them. So think small, but look around the house and see what you've got that can work. And if you do need to run out and buy something, if you don't want to wait for a few months to get some tiny shipping package, that's okay. Just don't think you need to go out and spend a bunch of money on this fancy drawer divider system and that sort of thing. I know it would look amazing, but you probably have better priorities for your money right now. Just saying. So, okay, you have now got exactly what you most need, right to hand, very accessible. Give your kids a tour, give your husband a tour. You can announce the new name of the drawer, the catch-all drawer, the fix-it drawer, utility drawer, whatever would work for your family. This is not junk. If you ever see junk in that drawer, you take it out at once because it does not belong. This is not where trash goes to die. This is not where receipts go to die. This is not where random takeout menus go to die. This is where useful household miscellaneous goes. Okay? No junk, not allowed. All right, I will see you next week on Monday with another 5-minute decluttering project. Have a great day, guys.